Hello, everyone. This is Debs, and this is your Full Moon in Cancer collective reading. Happy Christmas, guys, to those of you who celebrate. I hope you've all had an amazing festive break. Now, in meditation, I saw a guy sitting in what looked like a rocking chair, and he thought to himself, it's just not as sturdy as it used to be. Something's not right. So he went out to his tool shed, came back, and he thought, okay, I'm going to sand it down, do a little bit of painting, check the joints, and hopefully it'll be fine. So that's exactly what he did. The next day, he sat in the chair and he thought, you know what? It's still not right. It still doesn't feel as if it's as stable as it was before. So he thought, there's nothing for it. I've got to strip it right back and see whether or not there's something that's happened which has caused the wood to soften. I don't know what it is, but I'll find out. So he was there with his paint stripper, got right the way down to the bare wood, and he noticed that on the seat of this chair there was woodworm. And he thought, oh my goodness, okay, I couldn't see it because it was covered with paint. I couldn't see it, but that was the underlying problem. Anyway, he treated the woodworm, left it for a few days, put an extra piece of wood on top of the area that he'd had to dig out, repainted it, and it was fine. So collective, we could have a situation here where we have an issue. This guy may not have got to the root issue of why a situation felt unstable. It may have been carefully covered up for some reason, but he's determined to get to the root of whatever this is because he wants to sort it out. So, collective. This full moon in Cancer, occurring on December the 26th at 7:33 p.m. EST, will be at 4 degrees and 58 minutes of Cancer opposite the Sun in Capricorn. Now, this is known as the Wolf Moon and will be balancing our daily duties and career responsibilities with our personal home lives. This moon also harmonizes with Jupiter and Saturn. Now, Jupiter relates to expansion, and Saturn is all about lessons. This moon will affect those of personal planets and points at approximately 1 to 9 degrees of the cardinal signs of course, Cancer, Aries, Libra, and Capricorn, most significantly. So, collective, if you're ready, let's jump in, see what's going on. The deck that I'm using is the Marchetti deck. I love this deck and I feel the colours are perfect for this time of year. If you find this resonates with you, you can book a reading with me. Everything is listed down below. All right, guys, let's jump in. Here we go. Archangel Michael, thank you for joining us. This is the Full Moon in Cancer reading for the collective. 26th of December 2023. What do we have for the collective as we close out this year? And what a year it's been, right? Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I'm seeing this guy rooting around in his tool shed. He's thinking to himself, I don't know if I've got the right tools to do this. Do I have the right tools to get rid of this woodworm? Okay. All right. Ace of Coins. Now, the Ace of Coins can be potentially uprooting and moving. It can represent the beginning of a new cycle. I'm also hearing the words out in the wilderness. We've got a countryside scene. I don't know whether or not this masculine realizes that he left this woman out in the cold. He may not have been showing that he loved her. He might not have been affectionate. He may not have had his head in this connection. We might be dealing simply with a guy who's extremely busy. He could be career orientated. He may have had a lot of other things on his mind. There is a sense that he may have missed something, which is only now realizing, having got to the root of the issue, that this was the main cause. This was the cause of this woman feeling isolated from him, or feeling as if she wasn't really into this connection anymore. There was a root issue, and he's getting to the point. 8 of Swords. Up until this point of time, he has been wondering what the problem was. Did I do anything? Did I say anything? I'm hearing forget an anniversary, forget a birthday. I don't know why that came through. There was something here that kick-started this disconnect. But he didn't know up until this point of time what this was. He's stripping things down. He's getting to the core root of what this problem was. In the past, with the energy of the Fool, he may have taken a little bit of a risk, or he may have sat in, dare I say it, a little bit of a flighty energy. Well, I've got my life, you've got your life, we're connected, sure, but I'm going to do what I want to do. Could be. He might have taken a bit of a risk in the past. And after that time, maybe because of what he was dealing with, he might have held back from this woman. Now, the Strength card can be holding back intimacy, holding back affection, holding back love. He may have disconnected himself from this woman emotionally, purely because he had to concentrate on matters at hand, whatever that was. Now, that might have been the root issue. What this guy is thinking about is the Four of Cups. What happened? She doesn't seem very interested in me anymore. She's not connecting with me anymore. What this guy may have realized was there may have been some inconsistency in putting effort into this relationship. Maybe he was full in to begin with, and then, as day-to-day lives take over, other things are important to take care of. Whether it is the job, whether it is kids, whether it's getting the bills paid, getting the car fixed, just day-to-day stuff. This woman may have got used in the past to this guy being very attentive, spending a lot of time with her. And then there was a disconnect. He's been trying to figure out how to bring these two together. It's interesting. Michael's showing me somebody gluing 2 pieces of wood together to make it stronger. This guy wants to bring this unit back, this relationship back together again, so it's strong. But there has been a niggling feeling that there was one particular point of time which changed everything, which changed the way this woman behaved towards this guy. So what he's realizing is that by painting over the situation, bringing her the odd gift, is just not doing it. He's got to get down to the nitty-gritty of why she suddenly began to drift off emotionally. What actually happened way back then to cause this disconnect, this rift? He's realizing he wants to find out what it is, because whatever he's tried to do up until this point of time has not worked. There's a deeper issue at hand. In the immediate future, 6 of Swords, yes. He wants to move to calmer waters. He wants to sort this out. I'm hearing once and for all. What is this all about? In his fears, the Knight of Coins. What he seems to be fearing is that it's going to need a lot more effort. And if he puts a lot more effort, his time, his energy, his attention into the situation, he's actually concerned it's going to affect his job, and therefore it's going to affect the amount of money he brings into the household. That's what he's worried about. In her energy, the Hermit. She could be a Virgo. But the Hermit is someone who is going deep inside, trying to do some thinking about what she wants, the future of this connection. She definitely feels isolated from this guy. He wants to sort things out with the Six of Swords, but he may feel that it's almost too late. They've drifted apart to such an extent that they can never get back the closeness that they had before. He's nervous about this because he wants to sort the situation out. What he's hoping? Three of Coins. Yes, he wants to patch up the foundation of this relationship. Very interesting. This almost looks as if this guy is wielding a tool. He wants to figure out exactly why this disconnect occurred. What instigated it, you know? Okay. The outcome, Three of Wands. I think this guy is musing pertaining to travel. Now, it may well be that this guy is feeling, all right, things got stale. Whatever happened to cause this disconnect, and it could have related to this guy's work, we've got to try and sort this out. He may be considering moving, fresh life, clean slate, that sort of thing. Clarification for him. Yeah, interesting. Two came out at once. Eight of Wands. Messages of passion. Now that can also be travel, movement. And the King of Wands. So this guy may well be an Aries, Leo, Sag, or simply wants to take charge of the situation in order to patch things up. In this woman's energy, Seven of Cups. She's very confused as to how to bring the happiness back to the situation. She may be suffering depression now and again. She could have dipped into various hobbies, various interests in order to make herself feel fulfilled, to make herself feel better about a relationship that she believes is crumbling, but it hasn't worked. Whatever she's tried to do, it hasn't worked because the fundamental issue is this relationship, as far as she's concerned, is not working. Page of Coins. Yes, I mean, this guy has brought her gifts now and again. They may even have a child, but nothing that this guy has done has got to the core issue of what the major problem is. Now, guys, it could be a number of things. This may be highly personal, okay? It may be that she feels neglected. Maybe he's been working too much. It could be that she's ready to start a family, but she hasn't had the courage to speak to him about that because maybe he works a great deal. I'm getting someone here who is jumping from place to place. Maybe this is somebody who works away for periods of time and comes back. Could even be somebody, for instance, who's in the forces, you know. We don't actually get to see each other that much, but I can't put pressure on this guy because I know he's working hard, he's bringing in the money, that sort of thing. But these two have drifted apart. And even if this guy has brought this woman gifts and, you know, told her he loves her, it's not helping the issue. So, I think this guy is considering a big change. Three of Wands. I think he is considering a move across the water. Maybe what we need is a brand new life. There may have been negative memories in the place that they are still in. Arguments, things that were said in a particular property, in a particular town. Maybe other people have got involved. I feel as if this guy wants to take this woman, sort of wash her down as such, and move with her to a completely different area. That's what I feel. Let's just get away from everything and everyone. He may even be considering a change to his job. Maybe he's considering a job closer to home, if the distance has been the problem. He wants to sort things out, but he hasn't known how to do it up until this point of time. Underneath the deck, guys, we have the Eight of Coins. Yeah. He's been working tirelessly in a job, earning a decent amount of money. But with the Two of Swords, he's not close to his partner. There's a big disconnect here. Maybe he knew that working away was a major issue, but he couldn't face it. He didn't want to think about it because it might have meant, leaving a job behind, finding a job in a different area, maybe even changing his line of work. He hadn't wanted to face that up until this point of time because, of course, it would mean a massive upheaval. But things have got more and more difficult with the Ten of Wands. He's realizing that this situation can't carry on. So we have the Chariot. Now, he could be connected to a Cancerian. He could be a Cancerian. We've also got Aries, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Leo and Sag. The Chariot is movement. Yes. Temperance is under there. Now, Temperance is coasting, waiting, thinking. But next to the Chariot energy, that is someone who may feel as if they've coasted for too long. They haven't looked at the major issue and taken it seriously. They've sort of brushed it under the carpet, glossed over what the root issue actually is. I don't want to face it. I think I might know what it is, but my goodness, it would take a lot to sort this out. A change of job, a change of career even. This guy hasn't wanted to think about that because up until this point of time, he's been pulling in the money. What he's been trying to do is to spend a little bit more time with this woman, the time he does have clear of work, which may not be a great deal. He may have tried to make up for the fact that he was away a great deal by buying her presents, sending her cards if he worked away, that sort of thing, ringing her every day, but it just hasn't made a difference. And what he's realizing is that he needs to take control of the situation and drastic measures are needed. It's sort of, we either get to the core root of this, talk about this and make a massive change, or this relationship is done. He's realizing it's got to that point. There is now such a massive divide between these two that it's going to take something major to bring these two back together again. But this is a guy who wants to do that. He wants to work on it. So collective, this is what we're dealing with for this full moon in Cancer. So let's get into this. All right, so Archangel Michael, why is this masculine sat in the Ace of Coins and the Eight of Swords? Now, the Ace of Coins can be uprooting and moving. He wants to come out of the wilderness. He's in his head. He knows that this might be the one thing that is going to pull them back together again, a complete change of scene, but he's been reticent to look at it because it would have meant a huge upheaval in both of their lives. Okay, Seven of Wands. He's been in his head as to why his partner's been defensive with him, not very affectionate. Three of Swords. It's caused him a lot of heartbreak. This has been really stressful. The Moon, Cancerian energy. I think he's got increasingly nervous that this relationship wouldn't last. He's been trying to figure out what to do. The Star, he wants to mend the situation. He wants to heal this. Aquarian energy there. Ace of Wands, he wants to get the passion back. Okay. Now, of course, if this guy was working away for periods of time, there wouldn't have been a lot of chance to be intimate. Maybe what he's realizing is that's the problem. Because men tend to show their love through being physical. Women are usually pretty happy to just sit in the romantic side of a connection in the main. But yes, what he's realizing is he's missed the physical aspects of the connection. And because he can't show her that he loves her, because he may have been working away for periods of time, these two have begun to drift apart. Yeah, this has been tough, guys. Yeah, 9 of Wands. So this is a guy who doesn't really know how to get the passion back. What can I do to bring us closer together? Well, I think what he's realizing is there has to be a very big change. If these are two people who lived apart, maybe the guy was heading off and finding work in an area where the salaries were higher, that sort of thing, or even his job took him abroad for periods of time for whatever reason, what he's realized is it's caused this rift between the two of them. He's been trying to figure out what to do. He wants this to work. So going back to the past, this guy took a risk in the past. It could have been a few months ago, it could have been years ago, where he decided to go for something. It could have been a well-paid job, it could have been a contract abroad. Whatever he went for, he believed it was the right thing to do at the time because he was bringing in money. So he made a decision for, in inverted commas, the both of them, that related to finances. Yes, this was a work situation. He wanted to be successful financially, so he took a risk and went for a job contract, I think, in another area. It was risky, but he decided he should do it because maybe the money was good. Yeah. So he left the family home and he headed off and possibly spent a fair amount of time in another area. I'm feeling this was quite a way away from where they lived. Could have been in another country. Yes, he left. Yes. Oh, wow. These two were in love. In the past, but he left for a job. Thinking that the love between them, the passion between them, would be strong enough to keep them together. Even if they didn't see each other that much, this was a very strong partnership. But with the energy of the Strength card, I think he might have got further involved in his job, or he may have worked harder, realizing that the money was really good. Okay, now I'm going to take on overtime. He may have then gone on to accept another contract. He kept going because he felt, wow, I'm earning the money. This is really good. And he was possibly sending the money home, something like that. But of course, it meant that he was inching further and further away emotionally from his partner. Maybe the length of time that he spent away on these contracts or whatever this was became longer and longer because he got used to earning the money. He got used to maybe a certain lifestyle, but it caused a big disconnect. And I think that he realized that not being able to be close with his partner physically, going home every day from the office to see her, because he couldn't do that, these two drifted further and further apart. And it may have been heartbreaking, but he may have told himself, well, it's going to be another 6 months, or it's just going to be another year. This contract will end and then I'll go home again. I think he kept going. And I do think it's because of the money he was earning. He was earning really good money. But it caused him to be away from the woman that he loved. Yes, wow. He was earning a lot of money, 10 of coins. But it might have taken it out of him too. He had to be really strong in this, because this is a guy who, of course, when he wasn't in the family home, probably had to work out of temporary apartments or had to go from hotel to hotel. It wasn't an easy life, but he was earning money. What was he thinking about in the immediate past? Yeah. In the immediate past, he kind of stood back from the situation and realized, well, I've earned a lot of money, but I spent the last, 7 months, 7 years being apart from my partner. I've earned the money, but there's no emotional connection with my partner anymore because we simply don't see each other enough to keep that close connection. Yeah. Yeah. I think with the Two of Coins, he deliberated calling it quits. But what he was thinking about was, if I leave these contracts, if I don't do this work, we're going to be struggling financially. It's going to put us in a fragile situation. So I think he carried on, knowing deep down that it was actually causing a lot of damage to his relationship. But he may have felt, well, first and foremost, we need to pay the rent, we need to pay our mortgage, we need to have money for the kids if there are kids. So this guy just carried on, but it caused both of them deep down to feel very unhappy about the situation, because previously, with the Two of Cups, they were in love. So collective, what we have now is this guy realizing that when he does go home, and it could be for short periods of time before he goes on the next assignment or takes on the next contract, whatever this is, there's a coldness between these two. I mean, you can imagine this guy saying to this woman, why don't we go and have a glass of wine somewhere? And she's just nowhere to be seen because she's got used to him not being around. In effect, these two, even though they were in a relationship, have actually got used to living singular lives, and it's caused a problem. What is he thinking about? Yes, I mean, 9 of Cups. What he's thinking about is, I've brought money home, I'm earning a good salary, we've got a beautiful house, we've got pets, I've given her everything that she's ever wanted, but it's an empty house because the love isn't there anymore, the connection isn't there. We're not growing together, we've grown apart because I made the decision to leave this area to take on work. And it's caused a problem. What's on his mind? Yeah, the Death card, Scorpio energy. What he's realized is this is make or break. This is make or break. This is a guy who's realizing that they've either got to call it quits, talk about separating for good, or he's got to make a massive life change with the Death card. A massive life change. So in the immediate future, I think we've got a really serious conversation between this guy and his partner. Now, this guy wants to move to calmer waters. He may even be wanting to discuss with this woman the fact that he's been traveling away. He's learned a lot of lessons, though, maybe not to be so far away from her in the future. She's relaying to him that she's felt left out in the cold. She's felt on her own. She's felt disconnected from him for quite a long time. So this is going to be a serious conversation between these two. And it's going to happen face to face the next time that this guy is at home. Okay, so Archangel Michael, do we have timing for the 6 of Swords and the Hermit? Thank you. I'm immediately hearing the 10th to the 20th of February. Okay. Now, I don't know. He could be making an effort to go back home for Valentine, something like that. So let's see, guys, what these two are going to say to each other. What is this masculine going to say to his partner? He wants to sort things out. He's been feeling really sad about the situation. Yeah. What he's going to say to her is, first of all, I want to get the fun back in this relationship. I want to see you smile again. I want to get back the closeness that we shared. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I want to try. I want to try. Five of Coins. I know I've spent long periods away from you. I've wanted to provide. I wanted to give you a good life. I wanted us to have a decent life. We were sat in the Five of Pentacles. We're now sat in the Ten of Pentacles. We got everything we wanted. But there's a big disconnect between us. I feel left out in the cold. Because I've been abroad, the world. I've been traveling. I've been picking up work wherever I could. I have been picking up various job opportunities in order for us to have a stable life, but we never see each other. And I recognize that it's caused a big problem. What is he going to say to this woman, Michael? Lovely. Knight of Cups. That he loves her, that he wants to make this work. But he's realizing that things have to change for these two to get back the closeness that they had before. Yeah, he wants to bring balance to the situation. These two may own a house together, or they could be engaged, or they could even be married. But this guy realizes that the love for his job has meant a disconnect within his relationship. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Yeah, Hierophant. So he may be talking to this woman about marriage. They could even be married. What is he saying to this woman? Hangman. Yeah. What he's saying to this woman is, I felt stuck. I felt stuck. Yes, I'm married to you. Or yes, we're in a really serious relationship, but we're not close when we're together because I'm away too much. I've been trying to figure out what to do. I've been trying to look at the bigger picture. How can this be resolved? How can this be sorted out? Because with the Five of Cups, I don't think either of us are happy. Let's see what she's saying to him. She feels left out in the cold too, the Hermit. Yeah. What she's saying to him is, I feel as if I'm single. I don't feel as if we're in a serious relationship because I never see you. The majority of the time, I am on my own. Yeah. And with the Six of Cups, I miss you. I just look forward to the time that you're back, that you're home, that we spend time together. I sit in nostalgia when you're not around. I think about times that we've shared. But I'm not happy, I'm not happy. I do think that we need to make a serious judgment call. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Can we get back that love that we shared in the past? That closeness? Can we do that? I don't know. Tower. What she's saying to him is she's accepting that this relationship may be over with the Tower. What she's saying is we need a drastic change. We need to erase the foundation of this connection and start all over again. That's what she's saying. Yeah. What she's saying is we need to accept this has become totally toxic. This is not a life that I want to lead anymore. You feel left out in the cold. I feel unhappy without you. Yes, you've got a house full of beautiful things. We've got money coming in, which is fantastic, but she may be saying to him, I don't even know who you are anymore. You're like a stranger to me. I never see you. What is the energy between these two? Temperance, yeah. They need to bring balance to the situation. The guy may be saying to the woman, look, I just expected to have a 6-month contract. It then turned into a year. I then got offered another position and I then took that on. I think it was insidious. This cycle just carried on, where initially it may have been a temporary solution to financial issues in the past. And what this guy is saying is, we've just been coasting. I've just been earning money, sending money back to you. You've been feeling alone, and this can't go on. This just can't go on. Something has to change. So collective with the Three of Wands, what I think this guy is wondering is, maybe I should end the work that I'm doing abroad, try to find a local job. Yes, I'm not going to be bringing in half as much money, but we're going to get the relationship back on track. We're going to get close again. My partner's not going to feel disconnected from me. I'm going to have an easier life. I won't be traveling all the time. But it may involve a major move. Now, they could be in an area where they've got a house that's expensive to run or a house that is costly to rent. I think these two are going to decide to shift in a completely different direction. So if these two have been living in a city, they may be deciding to move to a small town where it's cheaper to live. It may well be that he's not going to be earning as much money, but they're going to be happier. This is what both of them are going to be discussing. This is a major move. Yes, these two are manifesting their ship coming in by getting off this toxic cycle that they created in the past. I think this guy felt he was doing the right thing in working abroad, in bringing in money, good salary, that sort of thing. Okay, we're going to be apart for a period. We're going to be apart for periods of time, but the love is strong. 2 of Cups. I think then he got used to earning the money. She got used to the money coming in, but that's when it all started to go south. All right, so guys, Ace of Swords. So they are leaving their old life behind. They could be trying to sell a property, or they may need to wait until a lease ends. They're doing it because they want to sort their relationship out. Yeah, Empress. Now, the truth is that if this is a youngish couple, it could be that this woman wants to start a family, but she didn't want to do it on her own. So this may now be possible. It could be that she has to face the fact that she's not going to be living in such a beautiful house. She's not going to be able to spend money that she used to spend because he's not going to be bringing in that type of salary. But these two are going to pull together. Yeah. 6 of Coins. These two are going to pull together. This is going to be much more of an equal give and take relationship. Maybe this guy initially was sitting in a very strong alpha energy. I'm going to be the one bringing in the money. I'm going to be supporting my partner. But it's been to their detriment, both of them, because it's been unequal. He may be talking to her and saying, look, I've been the one pulling in the money. I've been the one doing all the traveling. If it's possible, maybe you could get a part-time job. And then together, we're going to be earning a similar level of money that I was earning on my own if we both pull together. Because I have a feeling this may have been a bit of a codependent relationship where he was earning the majority of the money. What is she saying to him about that? What is she saying to him about that? Yeah. What she's saying is, I agree. Rather than sitting at home pining for you, waiting for you, feeling bored, there's no point in me sat in a beautiful house with lots of lovely things if you're not around. So yeah, sure. Let's change things up. I'm going to see if I can get a part-time job. So even if you're earning a lot less, we're going to be together. We can still afford to live a decent life. These two are shifting forward in a new direction. Okay, King of Swords. They could be speaking to somebody about a contract. It could be to sell their house, to end the lease on a property if they are renting. It could be they're wanting to speak to job agents. There's going to be paperwork involved. Could also be work permits. If this guy is still in the middle of a contract, he might say to his partner, okay, well, I'm going to go back and speak to the boss and say, look, I'm not going to take on another contract. I'm not going to go on another assignment, whatever this is for him. It's time for major change, and they're doing it. What are they realizing here, Michael? What's going on here? Okay, Sun. So they could be moving somewhere together. What they're going to realize is they just want to be in a place where they're enjoying their relationship rather than just living in a cold partnership which has become all about money, materialism. They've realized it hasn't made either of them happy. They are making a change so they can get back the closeness that they had when they met. Yeah, they're hanging on to their future happiness. It may be money's going to be a bit tight. They're going to have to save. But with the Four of Swords, it's as if we can relax now. We've made a decision. This is what we're going to do. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a bit chaotic for the next few months. But there's a sense of relief that they've both decided to do this. This is going to work out for this couple, yeah. Four of Wands, so they could be moving to a new home. I'm almost getting a nesting energy here. It could be a much smaller home. They could be selling things they don't need. But they're going to get back this beautiful connection that they shared in the past. This has been a lesson for both of them. Yeah, they both realized what's really important in life, you know? Yeah. They're moving straight back into the Ten of Cups. So, collective, this is a beautiful reading. Let me know if this is your story. We have a masculine here who's making a decision to get off the merry-go-round, to end the cycle he's been in. He's possibly exhausted, overworking, even though the money was good. I think his partner got fed up with feeling alone, realizing that no matter how many beautiful things she had in her house, it didn't mean anything because he wasn't there with her. So this is going to be a massive life change, but I think these two are going to sort this out. These two have realized what needed to change before it was too late, and they're doing it. So collective, enjoy this full moon in Cancer. As always, take care of you, sending love and light your way, and many blessings. Bye now.